Hey guys, Rexasaur here, and today I'm going to do a World of Tanks review for the Covenator. This tank is a light British tank, part of the Centurion tech tree line. Goes right up the top, up the Centurions, and then the FV 4202. This tank. Well, first I'm going to go through the stats, and I'm going to tell you how this tank plays. But you can probably tell how this tank plays through the stats anyway. So I've written down a list so that I don't have to go back and forth every time of all the other nations' light tanks that you probably will see on the field. Anyway, let's start. Hit points 340. That's equal to the A20 and the Luch and the M5A1 Stuart, so you know, you've got several ones there. It's got less, however, than the T80 and the T50, and it's got way more than the M5 Stuart, and just 10 more than the Panzer 38 NA. So it's in the middle. It's not. It's got pretty much the average, knowing that that three tanks that are light tanks all have the same amount of hit points. So it's a pretty, it's an all-rounder when it comes to tier 4 light tanks. Not going to go through the speed limit 50. That's at the low end, really, because the only one who's lower than him is the T80 with 45. Everyone else is higher, and it's nowhere near the A20 72 speed limit, as it on paper is 72 anyway. But this tank is fast. I'm not going to say it's not fast, because it is. It's pretty fast. It gets you where you want to right at the beginning of the battle. Traverse speed of the hull is 40. This is it's more than the Luch, the Panzer 38 NA and the M5A1 Stuart, so you're faster than the German and the Chinese, but you're slower than everyone else by at least 5. The M5 Stuart, the American one, has 5 more, and then the Russians all have 6 to 12 more, so yeah. Your hull traverse isn't... but it's still good. I mean, you're a light tank, so of course it's still good, but you're not as good as, say, the Russians. Let's look at the hull armor. I haven't recorded the hull armor for everyone else because it's sort of unique to tanks, really. So your front is 40, 39 on the turret. You've got 30 side here, 19 on the side of the turret, and 25 all round at the back. I have had, at tier 4, this is quite good armor, especially for a light tank. I have had a lot of bounces from this thing from tier 3 tanks, because you will be put in tier 3 games. You will also be put in tier 5 games. As a scout, you'll also be put into tier 6 games. And, yeah, when it goes to tier 4, well, I mean, the Hetzer can pretty much one-hit kill you. And then when you reach to tier 5, tier 6, you're just going to not bounce anything. But that's why your speed comes in. You're a light tank, you shouldn't be being hit anyway. You shouldn't be standing still. Unless you're against lower tiers, which I will show you when I come to the replays. Anyway. The turret traverse is 48, which is actually up the top end. You are just as fast turret-wise as the T50 and the M5A1 Stuart, and the only one faster is the A20 with 50. Everyone else has got lower, especially the Luch with 38. So you're at the top end with traverse speed of your turret, and yes, the turret is really fast. Literally, just you will if someone ever goes at your rear, you'll be able to turn and face him pretty much instantly. It's really fast turret traverse and really, really useful. Next, you've got view range, 340 view range. That is actually at the top end as well. Oh no, it's not. It's looking down at my stats. It's above the Russians by 10, and that's it. Everyone else has either 370 or 360. So view range is incredible, and that's why I would recommend. Well, I'll show you what I recommend in a minute. Next, radio. Now you got a 550 radio, and that's for a scout. That's pretty rubbish. Oh no, it's not. What it is, it's not incredible, but you're a tier 4. But a lot of scouts at this stage already have the 600 view range, except for the Germans, who have a 455. Everyone else is higher. Oh yeah, no, actually the Germans also have 525. So the Germans aren't good as you at this point in their light tanks. But yeah, I haven't put the AMX 40 under because it's not a light tank. It's not. It's designated a light tank, but it's not. It just isn't. So I'm not even going to bother. Anyway, so now I'm going to go over, now that the stats are done. As you can see, the Covenator is pretty much a middle of the pack light tank, but its real effectiveness is its gun, because it's got two guns you could use. You have the quick-firing 40mm Mark 6 Bofors, or the quick-firing 2-pounder Mark 10. Both are the same pretty much, but they're not. Basically, this one's a auto-loader. You get 4 rounds, well you get 2 rounds of 2, so 4 rounds, and this is a literally keep firing, bang, 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 literally at that speed as well. So your rate of fire 38-10 here, so that beats this one. However, you lose 15, 14, 15? Yeah, 14, no 15. I don't know why I'm doing that. You lose 15 penetration, but you do the same damage. You got worse accuracy on this one, better aiming time on this one, and it weighs a lot more. But this is why you would use this gun over that one. I would not tell you that this gun is better than this one. This gun is just as good, but it's a different playstyle. I play with this one because that's my playstyle, and you'll see that in the replays. I'd recommend this one for those of you who want to be more passive scouting, or a sort of a medium tank helping out the other tanks. You're sort of a medium to the mediums, really. And then this tank is if you want to go and flank the enemy, sort of put them into disarray, or do aggressive scouting. So if you want to drive up really close and then bugger off really fast or down the lanes. So that's what I have to say about the guns. Let's go crew skills. I haven't got my crew at 100% net. It's I haven't really played this tank a lot, but I'm probably going to go repairs everywhere, and then I'm going to give my sergeant, my commander, 6 cents, and I'm going to give my gunner snapshot, I think it's called. Snapshot, yep. Accuracy during turret rotation, because that is just going to be amazing. My driver is going to have clutch braking, which increase my rotation speed, because that should just be awesome. I might put smooth ride. I don't know yet. It might be either clutch braking or smooth ride. And then my loader's going to have just repairs and shit. There's no point in getting like save storage, because this tank barely gets ammo racked. And you got 2 lower hit points anyway for it to really matter. Equipment wise, I fitted it with Enchant's Christie suspension, which means that I have a 10% extra load capacity, and I also have enhanced durability, which means my tracks will not break as well, especially if I do big jumps over things, because this tank does go fast, and on maps such as Sacred Valley, that could really hurt if you fall quite far. So that really helps. I would recommend that on most fast scouts anyway. I also have camo netting. Obviously when I'm stationary you won't be able to see it. That's because I'm going to try, I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to try to do some passive scouting in this thing and see which one I like. But I have camo net in here. I'm also tempted, if camo netting is my stuff, I will probably get binoculars. If not, then I'll just get coated optics instead, or ventilation. I might get ventilation actually, that'll probably be the best, but I'm going to wait a while first. So thanks for watching this part of the video. Now I'm going to show you 2 pretty awesome replays in this thing. Both of them are pretty much like I'm not going to say they're pretty much the same, but they are both aggressive scouting, and playing this tank more as a medium rather than a scout. Anyway, so I shall see you in the replays. Okay guys, here we are in the first replay. So this is a tier 4 game. Both of them are actually tier 4 games and lower. This tank really excels at this tier. I don't have any replays of tier 6 games because I don't know where, well, I know where they are, but I don't know which one it is, and I completely forgot to save it. I would have used that game, but I just it wasn't thinking. So yeah. So going through, this is Lakeville Encounter, and tier 3 game, so this tank will do a lot of damage tier 3. But this is sort of this replay especially will show you just how amazing the gun is when it comes to just what the hell was that flying at that lag. This replay really will show you how good the gun is at close quarters, and why I prefer this gun over the other one, which although is quick firing, this one is really sort of continuous firing. So anyway, we saw that there was a guy in a cap somewhere, so we're just going to go in. As you can see, we're lighting up, and then Panzer 3, there we go. I shot both my shots, 2 of them hit, doing 50 damage to the Panzer 3, and I got a 5.7 reload. So the Panzer 3 is going to come across. Now he doesn't actually know that I have an autoloader at this point, because he keeps going forward. I tracked him, he's going to repair it, but one of the good things about this gun, I find, is that people don't realise you have an autoloader until you fired it, so they're like, oh, you shot and you missed, I'm going to go forward. Oh no, he's got another loads of shots. So I'm going to go forward, I'm going to go around the church, everyone else buggered off, so I'm just going to go around the back, try and get this Panzer. Probably was a waste of shots, probably should have gone for the T127. I have no idea what that tank is. There's also an FCM 36 pack that I think it misses me, but I kill it, and there we go, 2 kills. T28 being a knob, just going for me, he gets what he deserves. He's also quite stock. He's got, I think he's got a dirt gun on it, which isn't too good. There's a Panzer there. Another Panzer 3. Trying to get him. Now, yes, as you can probably see, I didn't penetrate most of those, mostly because he was A angled, and B because this gun only has 60 through 10 compared to the 78 if you have the up gun, which is one of the reasons why you should probably get the over gun if you've got the goodies. But if you know where the weapons are, you can probably do that and just kill it. Also, one of the great things about this is because you have 4 shots, you can really just set someone alight with any one of those 4. And that happens a lot. You set a lot of people in that thing. So there we go. I've just killed my 4th enemy. Pretty much killed all the ones that have been here. T28 over there, just being a noob. Not really. I don't know. He gets me pretty hard. But then after that, he just, I don't know what he does. He's missing. I'm going to reload. I'm going to go across. I'm going to try and go across. T28, he's just reversing now. Well, he gets my track and then he pays for it. And then there's Covenator here. I'm going to use my final 2 to hit the Covenator. And you can probably tell where this is going. He has the same gun as me, but he just doesn't know how to play that one. So I have Top Gun now. And when it's still pretty close, even if I have Top Gun. So I'm just going to start capping. I'm just going to skip this bit forward. This is several minutes after I'm actually going to play speed it up for. So there's the enemy, and I'm like, I'm not going to do anything. Oh wait, no, I'm going to go try and get the enemy. But my team managed to do really well and kill them. So there we go. That's how you do that. So if you ever come up with a Combinator with a autoloader, or any autoloader, the Luch also has an autoloader, but it's not as good. It has, that said, it has really high penetration. It has 100 odd penetration, but it only does 40 damage, so it's not the same kind of thing. It's really a higher tier penetration autoloader. Anyway, I'm going to show you the next replay right now. Okay guys, so here we are again. This is a tier 4 to 3 again, with some tier 2s right at the bottom. And once again, I'm going to play this as an aggressive scout. Basically this tank, when it comes to tier 4, it's a medium in pretty much all respects. It's like the equivalent of the M5A1, the Chinese Stuart, is also pretty much the same. It's really aggressive, and it does a lot. I mean, there's one on our team, I don't know if he's aggressive, but it's a very aggressive tank to play if you've got a good gun on it. Or I said the good gun. If you've got this gun on it, it's aggressive. The M5A1 Stuart is pretty much aggressive all the time because it has the armor to be aggressive, especially at tier 4, and that's why I really liked both of them. Both the Combinator and the M5A1 Stuart I found really enjoyable, although I'm keeping the Combinator and not the M5A1 Stuart because I think the Combinator with the autoloader is really far more enjoyable. I mean, these 2 games I got pretty much almost back to back, which is you don't get that in most tanks, and you'll see I don't understand why. I do apologise that there's no. I showed you pretty much 2 of the same gameplay, practically anyway, because this tank does perform pretty well as against tier 5 and 6. So anyway, we can spot a T-46 going up there. I'm going to take some damage. Someone is firing HE to only do 10 damage. I think it's the Panzer 2G. Oh, it might just be the Panzer 2G. So I'm going to stick this one in. And the Combinator over there. I'm going to try and find quite a bit of damage. I do most of the damage actually, so he's going to bugger off. Panzer 2G, just firing the load. Can't really do anything to me. I also got hit by the Combinator as well, which wasn't too good. For those who have used to seeing my replays and seeing the damage on the top right, it's now above my stat line at the mid-bottom right, but bit left, sorry, not top right, top left. But yeah, so it's a bit harder to see, but because I've recently installed full XVM, just so that I can play my... Really, the only reason I've got full XVM is because I want to play my arty with it, so I know when, where I should place myself, if I can rely on my team or not. Most of the times it doesn't work, but still. So anyway, there goes the LTP and my 4th kill, and I'm like, what? I killed absolutely everyone here, and it was a bit weird. I was like, okay. So I'm going to do what all scouts should do, especially in this area, is go around, because... See, I took 4 damage from that. If I had my tracks, if I had my increased suspension, I probably wouldn't have. Combinator taking a lot of damage and he gets kills stolen off me. So I'm going to go around the back, I'm going to try and scout these people. There's a medium 3 there. It's quite a good gun, but he has 0 armor. So he's dead. Tetrarch decides, I'm going to kill you. That is a American Colt, and he dies in 2 minutes. So I'm on 6 kills, and I'm going to drive forward. So there's my top gun again, actually. I'm going to drive forward, and you see this. I don't know if it's all tier 4 tanks like this, or especially tier 4 and below, but tier 4 drivers aren't really that good, and I don't know if it's because they just died or something. It probably is. I'm probably being really harsh on them, but it's really easy to get this kind of stuff. I know I was shit when I was tier 4 back in the day, so I'm on 7 kills anyway. Yeah, I was pretty crap when I was lower tier when I just started. I did have Crap Hunter helping me out. If you don't know Crap Hunter, please subscribe to him. He does amazing World of Tanks gameplay. I'm also on that if you want to see me play more World of Tanks. I usually do most of the gameplay with him. On my channel I'm just going to do mostly reviews and maybe some gameplay. I can record live now, but I've sort of been putting it off because I've got other stuff to do really. I also like to mention, just that point, I have pretty good turret gun depression on this. But not as much as the gun depression of a T25/2, which I will be showing you once I've elited the thing very shortly. So I'm on 7 kills now. Me and this T46 are just going to try and munch up these guys. I'm going to let the T46 go first because you should always do that. Both of them on low health. I'm pretty comfortable that I'm probably going to get the kills on them. I do, and then I try to get TAT, but I don't because he freaking slanted his armor. TAT is the other Russian TD, and as you can see, its slanted hull is pretty good. So I'm just going to show these the Hetzer and Co capping, sort of saving the day. So I got 8 kills, which is 1 less than my top ever, which is 9. Sadly, it's not a Radley Walters because you need to be tier 5 and above to get that. Pretty sure. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. I'm not going to go back to the garage to finish up, but yeah, the Combinator is basically when it comes to tier 4 and below, it's a medium. Play it like a medium. Play it aggressively. The more aggressive you play it, the better. Obviously, don't go too aggressive because you might get TAT'd. But although it's like the middle of the scouts, because it's the middle, it's more of a medium. When it comes to tier 5 and higher, play it like a passive scout or an aggressive flanker. I would recommend probably flanking a lot in this thing. As you saw then, I flanked quite a bit, whilst in the previous one I didn't really flank that much. No, that's it, I did completely flank. I flanked the whole church, so This tank is a flanker, and because you're always going to get the side or rear if you keep flanking, you're going to do a lot of damage in this thing. The 78 pen you get with the other gun won't really be much of a difference because you have such a fast firing gun, and because you do 200 per ammo, and you only have 5.7 reload time, so it's pretty good gun. So that's why I would recommend this gun. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more. These reviews are going to be quite far between because I need to elite a tank really to really know how to play it. I need to have a few gameplay reviews. I have a few for my IS-8. I might show you a bit of my IS-8. I'm not going to do a full-on review, and I'm definitely not going to elite it very soon because I've still got to get to the IS-7, which is 180,000 XP, which is going to take a long time. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and ta-ra!